Yeah, it's he's chilling out. You know, he's feeling feverish. Has the ice bag to relax.
Does he actually have a fever?
No, I don't think it's a fever. But maybe he just feels like he needs to cool down. Maybe his eyes are feeling sore. Probably that. Over, eye strain. He's a gamer.
Right. I've just never seen that in my life.
Really?
I've never seen... Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Right.
He should be on the shades, right? We've got the shades.
Right.
Yopa should get himself some shades. I'm sure Gary can afford some.
Yeah, you'd hope so. There's that Visage, John. We talked about it last draft for Tundra 33. He loves these micro heroes, and the Visage is probably one of his scariest heroes to come out. Or Boom Esports have got to find a way to play around this. Like we saw it, I believe, from Bet Boom. The Huck, he was really enjoying playing the Pos 1 Visage. This time around, I don't necessarily think we're seeing a Position 1 Visage, but rather a Pos 3. But we have had the pleasure of seeing 33 play the Position 3 Visage before. And he is quite a scary Visage play, let me tell you.
It's a scary hero to go up against. It doesn't feel like Boom has great answers for that to deal with the familiars. They do have the DK Mirana combo, so we're back to on the Tim sniper hero. The Filipino sniper's back.
Right. Arrow,
Dragon Tail combinations on hand, anime combinations on hand, and depending if that will be the FBZ hero on the offlane. Boom's been running more mid DKs as well recently, right? Like it does feel like Yopaj has been picking up that hero a couple of times now, so it could be a possibility there. Running mid DK, taking away the Mirana combo on the offlane, maybe looking for a different combination for FBZ to play with. I do see that Sand King could still be an option here for FBZ if he wants it. He loves that hero, as we've heard him talk about before. So it could be going for that. Sand King Mirana is still a strong lane as well if you want to shift. Or, if they get the Sand King, Yopaj could play it down mid too.
Very, very true. It could be one way to do it. We are going to have to wait up for some more bans to come out before we do get to see the picks coming in once again. But it is very nice seeing the DK Mirana here for Boom again. It's comfort. It's the anime draft. You've always got to go back to the anime draft if things are going a little bit rough. Tundra, though, they've got to know how to play against this. I mean, what was it? Last meta, last patch, it was such a big thing. We saw it pretty much every single game. Pretty sure for Tundra, it's not really too big of a concern here, seeing that opening here from Boom Esports. See how they do go. I'm more curious about what they follow up with, and I've got to respect Tundra for banning out the Ember here against Yopaj. We talk about the Yopaj Ember all the time. You never want to bet against the Yopaj Ember. They do get rid of it. They're not going to give him that chance.
Yeah, I mean, he's carried so many games off his back with that Ember. He still has a couple of options. I mean, he could go Storm if he wanted to. TA is still there for that big win condition from the mid lane. Could be one way of kind of dealing with the familiars as well with a Sideblade spill. So could be a decent solution. Up against a Pugna might be annoying with the decrep. Could complicate the process. I do love that Boom do take out the Hoodwink. So already having their own pause forward, don't want to deal with the AoE control. Hoodwink will have a very solid launching point for Tundra to build on that offlane as well. 433 with the Visage, potentially so. Covering their bases. Again, lots of concentration out. I'm not sure if you saw it a while ago, Mike, but Boom, while Mushi was doing stuff, they were checking their notes at the back of the seat. They were all trying to figure out their help. They're trying to get in and figure out what Tundra wants, because after that kind of game one, Boom's just, they're straight back to the drawing board, like completely blank. I feel like it's a full reset. And just getting good read in between a best of two series like that, it just feels tough to readjust.
Yeah, I imagine it would be, John, but they've got to get it going. They are the one-to-one kings right now during the majors, so they've got to keep that going for sure. The Tundra not going to make it easy though, as we are finally having our final bans to come out before some more picks fly out. Do they want to keep focusing on Yopaj here for Tundra? No, this time they're going to respect Panda Jackie Medusa. I think that's absolutely fair as well. Another great pick, another signature hero here for Boom if you do give that away. Generally, things can get a little bit tough, especially when you are playing something like Visage, who doesn't really want to lose the familiars. Split shot can be very, very annoying. Boom Esports, though, what do they want to ban out?
I mean, just look at Coach Mushi. He's just focusing. Well, they're having laughs. Maybe they're throwing some silly
like,
ideas here.
No, we're not doing that. No.
It's like, no. Upstairs. Later on. Everyone's going upstairs later on. The focus is there.
That's why your partner's got the ice pack, John. Mushi was not happy.
It's not sore eyes.
I didn't want to say it, John. I saw a red mark on the forehead. Mushi was not happy.
Yeah, it's that Asian dad mentality. It is what it is.
It is. Well, it's not just you guys, let me tell you, John.
Hey, you're technically Asian too.
No, I guess so.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Right.
Keeper of the Light is the ban out. Boom Esports. Where are we headed with this draft?
mean, they've got to reveal more. There's still that flex on the DK. It could be Yopaj, it could be FBZ, fairly open in what lane you'd want to run it with that Mirana combination on hand. This is good though. Like, Mushi's still laughing. He's still confident, still happy. You know, so it's not all gloom and doom, and that's exactly the kind of reset you want. You want to be upbeat going to the next game. We'll see if it carries Trudeau with the attitude as they will go for the Weaver. So back to what seems to be our Scam Weaver on hand. Does love that in the pause 5. He tends to play it really well. It forces out a lot of resources from the enemy team, right? Like forces the sentry war and the laning phase, and can be highly disruptive. Gives you good minus armor as well. So lots of value in the Weaver there. This also looks kind of bog standard Boom, like DK Mirana with Weaver. It feels like we've seen that a lot from them before.
Absolutely. Certainly is, Jonathan. More importantly, what's Tundra doing now with their draft? It's one of those things when you run a Visage, it makes you think, is it going to be a Zoo draft? Are we going to see some more units? Can we see a Lycan coming out? A Beastmaster perhaps? Like, what else could be flying out here? You don't have options like the Keeper of the Line for Boom anymore. They banned it out themselves, so you could certainly go for those push-style drafts if you are Tundra.
Yeah, you've got a lot of room for that. I feel like something on the support is probably better to play with that Zoo. Enchantress seems like a good option. Just, well, picking Enchantress into Mirana seems a little bit awkward though. You always have the arrow to deal with the enchant creep, but I don't feel confident about like a Lycan pick. They go with the Treant instead, so probably just pushing, holding on to their own objectives, and into the Void Spirit. Like you mentioned, this hero's been having a pretty high win rate, at least in the major. You know, outside, not the best, but in the major, it's been looking good so far.
It certainly has been. I don't know exactly what the stat is now for the win rate of the Void Spirit, but it certainly had a great couple of first days. The Void Spirit going to make a reappearance here for on the side of Tundra at the very least as Boom Esports now, knowing the mid matchup. Do you go for the Yopaj pick? Would you rather go the Jackie pickup?
I think you go for your... It's a tough one. You want to hammer in Jackie's position while he still has a few more heroes left. At the same time, you don't know your core matchup. Like, it makes it really hard for Jackie to become comfortable as a win condition to see how far he can farm, not knowing his core-to-core matchup. I feel like you could just go for the Yopaj hero, and that's assuming he's not playing the DK mid, which could still be FBZ's hero. But again, that gives Tundra a lot of adjustment as well. I like the TA. We talked about that. Win condition now is on Yopaj on the mid. Likely him playing that TA. TA versus Void Spirit matchup. Not the worst thing in the world for TA. It's a melee matchup. It's a little bit easier to kind of try to work the side blades from a good angle because of how far you stand. And that can be a little bit annoying for the Void Spirit as well. He does have good dodge plays, and he does have a good way of jumping the rune, so you should still be able to maintain that.
Absolutely, it's going to be a very exciting game already. Again, Boom, another very standard draft we're very used to seeing. Tundra Esports going for something we're not used to seeing, but it gets me very excited to watch it. Final bans to come. The Ricky will be removed, so Tundra definitely doing their homework there. Saw the Jackie Ricky coming out the other day, and it was very, very effective. Did not underestimate that Ricky whatsoever. Boom. Where do they go with their ban? They'll get rid of the TB. A natural counter towards the Templar Assassin, obviously. You'd rather not get kited around with the TB, and the high armor hero not going to care so much for all the minus armor you are providing as the TA. Any other bans that you'd like to see coming out from either side here, John?
I can't get a good read on Tundra. It just feels like their draft is so open. Any class one kind of works.
It's hard.
I think for Boom, and the Ricky's a great ban. For some reason, I want to say AM could come out for Boom. I don't know why I'm saying that, but that came into my head. It's like Jackie likes AM. Then again, Jackie liked the Ursa, and you know it didn't work out. She probably won't let him pick what he wants anymore. So I'm not sure. It feels like maybe a Luna. You could just go all in on the push, play with your DK, play with the TA Desolator timing. A Luna would be eating into that TA's farm a little bit, so farm distribution might be an issue. Maybe you go for a more selfless one. Jackie's played a lot of Razor. Could be one way. You could just jump on top of something like the Visage. He can't run. Take damage away from him and start melting everyone else. Have the TA be or win condition. Everyone else just kind of running around and fighting.
Final ban out. Boom Esports. Still look to ban a position 1, I believe. And I do think 33 will just take the Visage for himself in the off lane. They're going to get rid of the Spectre. Has been popular during the major. I can't quite blame them for getting rid of that. Now the exciting part is, what is Tundra going for this POS 1? So you can't get a read on the draft. Neither can I. Tundra's doing something special, I'm sure. What's the POS 1 we see?
Well, I said Razor for Boom. They could run Razor as well in Tundra, right? Like Razor into DK, Razor into TA is already really nice. So you could just sap the damage away, kind of remove that win condition in Yopaj. Wouldn't mind a Razor. It's pretty fast paced. You're scaling kind of plateaus, maybe like 35 minutes in, it starts to feel like it slows down in terms of what you can get from itemization. But if you play it right, the game's not gonna hit 35 minutes anyway. Something like a Razor core. So a Razor could fit on the safe lane, running that off lane Visage. The lanes don't look amazing. Pugna Razor doesn't sound great. Treant Protector Razor sounds better. Visage Pugna is not too bad if you do run that duo. So they go with Luna instead, which is what I said is an option for Boom as well. So that works out. Like you do have solid push. You can play around with the aura on familiars. I believe that still works. So more damage coming through from the familiars. And get like very solid team fight. You've got Overgrowth. You've got a lot of magic damage with the Pugna, and the Luna should just be enabled in farm. So I think Skitter's gonna have a pretty decent time because Boom with their lineup, I mean, they could play aggressive. They are going to be waiting for that blink timing on FBZ. And they go...
Very nice. Oh, all right, John, don't get too cocky. Yeah. Right? We're not raising your pay. This is your job to be correct, John.
It is my job.
It's your job to be correct. Well done, sir. I'll give you that.
I'm just surprised. I didn't think I said the right things, actually. I didn't think I'd be right. I'm just surprised when I am.
Well, don't tell them that, John.
It is what it is. But the Razor to close out, so you can just static link the Luna. It's a really good target to be on top of. Luna can go Hurricane Pike. Not a major priority for the early farm. You kind of want your Manta, maybe Dragonlance first and run from there. And very even draft. I don't think you had this big pocket pick from Tundra that catches you by surprise on Boom. They get that offlane Visage, which is big. And, you know, it can be surprising. It might catch Boom off guard if they're not ready, but I feel like their adjustment with the TA coming out from Yopaj is already good enough, right? Like, you can just melt Striker, you can melt through the familiars, get the gold up, farm them, and just make another source of gold.
I think it's going to be a great game number 2 here again. Boom Esports, they at least need to try and force out a draw. Tundra, if they can get a 2-0, they are really looking like they're going to be the favorites to just be first place the whole way throughout Group A. And again, Group A is known as the stack group. This was going to be the hard group. But Tundra, I mean, they're destroying everyone right now. We'll see what Boom can do about it. They are the kings of draws at the moment throughout this major. Maybe they can force another one.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Again, talking to the Boom boys. And the players seem relaxed, right? Like Yopaj seemed relaxed. Tim's wanted ice cream. That could be the issue. Maybe Zach, maybe Lane didn't buy that ice cream for Tim's, and then maybe that's why they're all caught off guard here.
I don't think he did, John. Yeah, I don't think he did. I think Zach was trying to tell him, hey, we can't actually get you ice cream before the game starts. So you might be correct. That would be a pretty silly reason to lose game 1, but you may be correct.
I mean, I've heard sillier, Mike, so, you know, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing to cause a Southeast Asian loss. That does happen. We are very strange people.
Yeah, you've made the excuse of your neighbors burning garbage while we were playing games, John. That's a pretty bad excuse.
It happens a lot. And you mentioned stuff killing you in Australia. Do you have neighbors that want to put you off as well, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Here we go, 5v5 team fight. Tundra gonna move in. Scam, Sakuchi out, Sentry Ward down. Scam, can you make it out? Soul Assumption. It's gonna chase him down, but it's not enough. Scam, he's barely out of there, but the chase is on. Surely they can't keep up with Scam here. One more click, that'll do it. They'll give up. Scam, be careful now, sir. He's thinking about it. You'll be all right. Tundra, very close to already drawing first blood. They won't be able to get away with it.
You do have to appreciate that little distraction by Scam. I mean, he's got the magic stick already at 4 charges, so he's going to feel good in that lane. Going to have a little bit more burst healing on hand, just going to reset in the fountain, head back in. This could give Tundra an opening to pick up an extra bounty rune. It does look like they are in position. And Tim's is ready to snag away the top one, but a little bit of a back and forth. We'll see how it does end up in the trade. Every single one.
Wow. 4 bounty runes to go the way of Tundra. Not a great start at all for Boom here, but it's going to give a bit of a nice gold lead going into that laning stage now for Tundra. They'll be very happy with that. And while we're here, John, we'll start with the bot lane. Skidder going to be there on the Luna, along with Snaking on the Pugna. Naturally, you're going to have Tims on the Mirana and your Dragon Knight here by FBZ. It's a classic anime draft here from Boom against Luna Pugna, which is not going to be very fun to play against, John. How should this bot lane go?
I expect it to be pretty good for both sides. Like, there are really good ways to play on the side of Tundra. There's some really good ways to play on the side of Boom. It does feel like you can get a lot more aggressive early on with Tundra. You're seeing that damage output already from snaking, just spamming that Nether Blast. And that will shove the lane in just a bit.
Oh, Jackie!
Oh,
Oh, he's gone! Tree and protect the Visage, John. It's so easy to get the charges of Soul Assumption that quickly. And 33, we talked about it. He's such a great Visage player. You can't underestimate this guy.
you definitely can't. And that's going to be pretty terrible for Jackie. Like, the lane isn't the best. Weaver can't really stop a train from just running up and attacking. You can try to static link, but the longer you stay there, the more charges build up on that Soul Assumption, and you just can't trade. You're not that durable on this hero. You don't have, like, natural protection from magic damage. So we'll see how much more Boom can get, but Tundra already off to a really good start. I mean, it's Visage Treant, like you said, so much damage. Every right click or two from Saksa just builds up a charge already.
Oh,
just
9.
instant damage.
Well, he's going to be a bit of a chase there onto Yopaj. Doesn't have the 8th Remnant to throw out, but already things are getting very spicy in this game too between these two. 9. You'd argue he won the mid lane last time around. Yopaj, he'll have the TA this time. John, but talk to me about the mid lane. What can 9 do and what can Japoi do?
9's doing a great job of just leveraging this early laning phase for TA. She doesn't have a great way of blocking through the damage. Refraction is up for Yopaj, so he has some options. And he is doing pretty good on the CS. Lots of denies out from 9 though. Just playing around.
He wants the other water rune.
Oh.
He'll get it too. He wants everything.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You're not expecting the TA to rotate anytime soon, and that does signal Yopaj is pretty confident in not dying. So he just wants to maximize that lane. He's respecting that 9 is doing a lot of damage and he needs to top up. And that will leave 9 without a bottle refill for his own, unless a support TP's in from base.
Look at this, John.
Oh.
Look at this, Scam. He actually can't do the damage. That living armor, bonus armor, it's just too much. Scam, he's going to have to salve up and try to chase him down again. Saksa, we'll see what he can do to try and get out of this one. In the tree line, he will continue walking forward and looks like he might just be fine. Towards the north. Yeah, he's out of there. They can't get there, John. He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while for bugs to eat through trees, Mike, so that process is a long one for Scam. That does give a lot of space out. I think you just want Jackie to farm the Razor, so any little space you can buy out for the Razor feels good. Yopaj already bullying 9 just a bit. He is at level 4 now, level 2 Refraction, and the Sideblades at 1 with Meld, so you can threaten. And that's a really good shove away on 9, giving more space for the TA to actually farm up. And you do worry about that. We saw that a little bit from 9. He did have that slower start, but as long as he finds level 6, he could still make plays here.
Absolutely. Things going very well at the bot lane right now for Skidder on Tundra. A very good time. Jackie not so much on the Razor, and it goes back to that Visage. It's just so scary to play against. Even as the Razor, you feel like you should be able to chase him down, but you've got Treant and Visage in the same lane, and the amount of damage you can output so quickly just with right clicks out from Saksa allows the charges to come out for the Soul Assumption, and the amount of damage from Soul Assumption, it's just ridiculous. And Jackie, he might be in trouble. It's not about the right clicks here for 33. It's all about the Soul Assumptions. There's one. He just needs a second. He's going to have it, I think, John. There it is. Jackie, no, it was 2 charges. He needed 1 more charge. That would have been a guaranteed kill, but Jackie this time is going to be able to get away.
He's struggling in this lane though, Mike. 11-2, not able to farm, not able to really use that static link in a big way to at least find that kill in Socks in the end.
Yeah, nice rotation out from Skem, but can they block 33? Looks like he's going to be all right. They did try along with Skem. So he will stick around for a bit of a Soul Assumption. That's about all he can do here against Boom at the top lane.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a back and forth, and that's a big kill to give over to Jackie. Doesn't quite fully recover him from his lane. It's still a slow start. You're looking at a bit of later timing on the Falcon Blade and the Power Treads. And you still feel great in the Visage. Yeah, you drop your Treant, doesn't matter. He's managed to do his job. You're building up on the Visage. You've got the Null. You can keep spamming out the Soul Assumption. And there's still no clear answer. The TA is a big answer, but it's not like Yopaj is going to be heading down mid to help anytime soon.
Absolutely not. Yopaj is having a very good time right now on this TA. 9, after such a great performance game 1, of course, against TA with Void Spirit, it's not exactly a favorable matchup here for 9. It definitely was always going to be a bit of a struggle here for him as Yopaj completely dominating the lane now, and can always just go into the jungle later on and keep that farm going. And not too hard whatsoever.
Yeah, I think the one concern for Tundra down the line is how big Yopaj can get. His TA, again, one of his signature heroes. We've seen him perform this multiple times. He carries the team on his back with his hero. Jackie's more like that secondary core, and he is still allowed to build up. I guess you could machine gun through refraction with your Visage familiars if they don't die early on, so still have that option for melting through Yopaj anyway.
Scam. A bit of chase into 33, but it's just going to be the swarm being thrown out. And 33 being very annoying with the Soul Assumption to be thrown out every time he gets a chance. He doesn't have his tree nearby anymore, but Saxa, he can always make the rotation back up if he needs. It does seem like he's more kind of interested in making sure 9 can actually have a bit of a mid lane here. He has started falling behind quite a bit on the Void Spirit in comparison to the TA of Yopaj. And it's only going to get worse because, again, Yopaj, he's always going to have the jungle to go back to. So he's more than happy to keep the wave pushed out and just go to the jungle, clear some side camps, and escalate that way.
Yeah, they've really secured that jungle as well, Mike. Really good vision to watch the entrance, ensure no one's coming in to take away that much-needed farm for the TA. And Yopaj is really starting to pull ahead. Not by much just yet, 100 gold lead over Skitter on his free lane on the Luna, but he is set to have some decent timings into the Blink, into the Dragonlance. I think Yopaj understands he has to be a little bit more active for his team this time around. He can't afford to just sit back, farm Dragonlance, Desolator, and have to play with some momentum here. Still worry about Skitter getting this much farm up against the DK. Yeah, not the easiest lane for FBZ. Dragon-tailed stun combos there, but they haven't really found kills with it yet.
Ooh, Arrow's not going to connect down a bot lane either. Tim's just a bit too late to the party. Snaking and Skitter still just doing a great job of allowing Skitter that great bot lane. The Luna, it hasn't been such a popular pos one to have, but it does still scale and farm very, very fast. You can't let it escalate too fast here in Skitter. Again, having a very good time so far. As Sux is even going to rotate down now towards the bot side. They are going to immediately just try and back their way out. Eventually, FBZ might have to make his way back down south and see if they can pick up the kill on the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, and applying that pressure in the DK, stalling out that Blink timing for Boom to play off. It's a big one. You kind of want that Blink initiation on the side of Boom here if they want to make some plays. They need to get that Dragon Tail into Arrow every single time. And every time that guaranteed kill is delayed, it feels a lot tougher. Tundra eyeing top here.
They'd love the Razor. They've got the familiars up too, so assuming they can find the kill, chances are they're going to be able to push down this top tier 1 tower very simply. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Saxa has been found out, but he's being very sneaky in this tree line. But there's a Sideblade's Yopaj. Not messing around. In the meantime, though, Jackie, he's a much bigger kill when it comes to this. Is Jackie, can he TP out in time? He's trying,
Ooh.
and he might just make it. He does get himself out. 33 could not get the familiars there in time to stun him up. In fact, they were on cooldown.
Yeah, good bailout from Jackie. That's a lot of space given. I think this is the ideal situation for Boom. Jackie cops all the flack. Yopaj just farms. The Razor, off to a really slow start. Like this net worth he's bottom net worth for all the cores right now. Not by too much. Still not a good sign for your pause 1, but he's not the win condition. It's definitely Yopaj, and Boom has allocated all their resources onto Yopaj. Massive stacks in the Ancients. They had those large camp stacks as well, there, Mike, and he's just building up. He's already got the gold for a Blink just off the back of all this farming, so he's kind of ready to go and try to join in. Whether or not Yopaj will want to is a different question. Again, you are going for this more aggressive playstyle on the TA, and you've seen Yopaj do that before. You still kind of want to connect that with Blink timing on FBZ anyway.
Yeah, Sucks are going to drop here. Boom. Able to set up finally with this anime draft here down at the bot lane. FBZ and Tim's got to pick off the Train Protector, and that'll allow them to go after that bottom tier 1 tower. But meanwhile, topside Tundra, they'll do the exact same thing. No problem. It'll be an even trade for both teams. Though there is going to be a 1k net worth lead here for Boom in this game number 2. So a very close matchup. And I wonder, John, looking back at the Visage, what kind of timing are you looking for? Like, at what stage does 33 become a real nuisance?
Generally by level 2 familiars, it does start to feel overwhelming. That's a really good spiking point for the Visage. You tend to max out your Soul Assumption or be really tanky with a Gravekeeper's Cloak. And that's when you start to figure out your talent tree as well, whether or not you want to go for the Visage right-click attack with the familiars, or you start to focus on that magic damage. So level 12 is a good launching point to diversify on the Visage. Boom, for their part, starting to already clump up mid, getting a bit of a push off. They've got the siege creep. They are playing against living armor, so it's a slower process here. But if they commit long enough, they should be able to find that objective.
There goes that mid-tier 1 tower. Nice pick up for Boom. Tundra. Snaking to fill up the bottle of 9. Again, I'm kind of wondering at what stage 33 really, well, I guess with the Vladimirs it might be around that time, but or Skem. What's Skem up to? That's a great Aether Remnant from 9. My goodness. Locks him down. Skem, he'll go for a run, but this time around it looks like all the time lapse is there. It's just not going to be enough. Skidder will be able to pick up the kill along. In fact, it was Snaking who took the kill on the Pugner of all things.
Yeah, little green man does it again. He has managed to pick up a little kill for himself there. First kill for Snaking. He's really just a healer here anyway. I think Skem's really just trying to distract the side of Tundra, trying to check for those stacks, ensure that they don't take it smoothly. And
Yopaj going to move in, but Decrepify is out from Snaking. Still FBZ going to be there with the stun. And a nice little arrow from Tim's on the backside. Going to be able to secure the kill onto the Pugner. So 2-4 now, but there is a 3k advantage for Boom Esports. Most of that being onto Yopaj. FBZ right behind him. But they are really off to a great start here for Boom.
Yeah, much stronger start than what we saw in that game 1, Mike. Boom is finding some aggression, they're finding some farm. They've shifted the win condition onto Yopaj, and they're just trying to build up. They're finding more.
Yeah, Saxa down at bot lane, gonna get caught out. This time around, Jackie able to take the kill on the Razor. It seems like Tundra just gonna have to wait for those core items to be up before they can really get going. For now, they are kind of just backs against the wall for game number 2. It doesn't seem like they have any interest in trying to make some rotations.
I don't think they need to. They are waiting for that build-up under Luna. Mask of Madness is done. No Dragonlance yet. With the Dragonlance, it starts to feel better. You've got some durability on hand to play with. But again, you aren't farming as fast as Yopaj. And the side of Boom are starting to slowly but surely get the rest of their heroes in line as well. 4k lead up now for Boom. And Boom are the aggressors. It's a switch up again. Tundra's starting to play a bit slower. They're not the ones forcing too much aggression. Boom's the one initiating. And it just feels like nowadays, if you're the one taking initiative, chances are you're going to always find your way in the game. You're the one dictating.
That is very true, John. Tundra. Very slow game for them so far. Again, it's kind of a worrying sign going into the TA, though. Like, you see Yopaj and how fast he's escalating. They are going to smoke up now into the Roshan pit, but it's going to be a 3v3 situation. In comes Yopaj. Overgrowth is going to be very nice from Saxa. Just allows them to disengage from a bad team fight. Can they keep it going? Skem will get the life train, but we'll be able to Sakuchi away. And it seems like both sides accept the fact that this isn't the team fight they wanted. They will be able to back off. But had Saxa not gotten that overgrowth off, I think it would have been a terrible team fight for him.
Yeah, it would have gone very much so Boom's way if they didn't manage to get that disengage out. And Tundra, you know, they did have the threat looming from Skitter. He still has his Eclipse ready. We haven't seen that fly out in the game, so could have been an opportunity to try to get some damage off there as well. Do opt to play it safe. I mean, both sides understand they scale really well into the mid-late game. You just need to kind of get those items up, as you mentioned, Mike. Just have a little bit of patience. Yopaj, as mentioned, he can melt through the Familiar if you're not ready for it.
Nice arrow, Tims. Landed on 33, who was trying to go after Yopaj. Again, the Familiar's even kind of struggling to stay alive as well, because you have the Side Blades from the TA, and he's just kind of knocking them down over and over again. And for now, Tundra, it seems like they want to really make sure that Boom can't go into the Roshan pit and make that happen. The Boom certainly going to be looking to go that way is now Skidder. Going to run into Skem, but we've seen Skem do this before in the Weaver. Just trying to scout after his team and get that information as now they're going to smoke up, try to move in. FBZ, he's got the blink up, but his smoke has been broken. Can they find themselves a target? Skidder is still around on the Luna. That'd be a massive one if they could get it. FBZ, he'll make the jump in. There's the Dragon Tail. Arrow is not going to land either, but it won't matter. Skidder, he is slowed up. Decrepify will be there. The Starstorm will drop from the skies, but Skidder, he's just outrunning them. There's 33 now. He's going to rotate over and try to make sure that they can't go any further. In fact, 9, he'll make the jump in. 33 with the Familiars will stun them up. And boom, they're unable to find a pick-off.
Yeah, it's just the healing, the move speed. It doesn't connect. The arrow doesn't connect out from Tim's. Just not on point today, Mike. Not quite yet, at least in this game. Filipino sniper kind of letting some shots loose. Tundra, and they can just get back to farm. And still, that's a lot of map pressure coming out from Boom. A little bit slower of a game too, 2-5, not as many kills coming out. But you can sense that tension, Mike. It does feel like it's a coil that's just winding up, building up that force. And in one moment's notice, it just blows up. So you have to watch yourself. One little opening in this map can really swing this game either way. For now, just that build-up. Tundra's still building up under Luna. They're working towards the Kayasan here. Oh.
Top lane, arrow somehow gonna land. He drags the aggro on the creep wave away to allow the arrow to land. That's brilliant from FBZ.
Yeah, it's a brilliant move. It still looked like the creeps were on top, though.
It did. Can we get a replay?
That's just madness.
Can we get a replay? We've got to have a look at that.
It's complete madness. Sometimes these hitboxes, man, they don't make sense sometimes, you know? It's like, oh, that doesn't land, does it? And it's like, what? Phase through like that? Like that's, I don't know, man, but it's a big kill to take. And, you know, they're not asking those questions on Boom. Tim's probably just understands every single minute detail of that arrow hitbox and just makes it work.
We've got a replay coming up very soon for that one. Can't wait to see it as well. In fact, here we are. Let's head up. So FBZ, he jumps in, Dragon Tail, realizes the creeps are in front, drags it away. No, he got it.
What?
What do you mean?
There's a creep on top.
I think you're looking at the living armor, John. Are you sure?
I can't tell anymore. I am pretty blind here, Mike. I am the guy with the shades with proper purpose for it, so who knows? I'm blind as a bat.
We need to go back and look at it in slow motion. We need a slow motion replay.
I'll take your
Meanwhile,
word.
live, John, they found Tim's. It won't matter. They'll get a bit of revenge here. 9, able to set up on the Mirana.
Yeah, not the biggest day. It's a support kill in the end, but you'll take what you can get now. You do start to worry again about Yopaj building up. He's got the BKB flying out with the recipe, I believe, at this point. So he's kind of set to go. Or, yeah, BKB's already up in TA, just ready.
Slow-mo. Let's see what happens, John.
There's a forward creep, isn't there?
FBZ drags the aggro. No, he's fine. He's fine. He barely drags the aggro away.
God.
Could you believe that, Jonathan?
That's
a heads-up play from FBZ.
Yeah, it's so on edge and immense. It looked like a creep. You're right. It was the living armor, Mike. I am blind.
Well,
as they go into the road.
just had surgery, John. It's fine.
True.
That's why we're wearing the glasses.
True.
I don't know why I'm wearing them, but you are.
Maybe you wanted to, Mike.
Yeah, I wanted to be cool too. In we go. Stun up, Scam. Already getting caught out. Is going to drop. Roshan, though, still going the way of Bim. 9. He's going to jump in, but Yopaj, he'll take the Aegis. He'll snatch it away. As in they go. Eclipse is out. Jackie, he'll try out the Skitter. The TP is there on the Luna, though. He's going to be fine, but now Yopaj, he's without an Aegis. Can he keep this fight going? They'll hold him down. 9. Do you want to keep going? Yopaj ticking out. 33 trying to chase him down. They've got him. 33 able to take the life of the TA before he does go down. And it seemed like a favorable team fight for Tundra, regardless of the Roshan, or rather the Aegis going the way of Boom. I believe Roshan was actually taken by 9.
Yeah, they did manage to get that kill, so they get a little bit of gold. They managed to force that fight in a really good way. Overgrowth's such a massive spell. Goes through that BKB, Yopaj popped his on his first life. Didn't really manage to do much with the Overgrowth. Again, same issues as we saw with Boom versus T1. It just feels like when you've got this Treant Protector around, Boom struggles to decide when to pop that BKB. You know, it's like, and you always have the Treant Protector players who are very patient with that usage.
Oh, nice jump in from 9. He's going to find the Weaver. Scam getting caught out. 9. Able to get plenty of burst damage off on this Void Spirit. You've got to appreciate how Tundra just always focus Yopaj. It's always the main focus. They want this TA dead every single time. This Jackie is going to get slowed up. Is going to be fine, though, it seems, for now. A Skitter will go for a bit of a chase. Won't be able to keep up, but we'll go into the Tier 1 bottom tower instead. Jackie just a little bit too fast in that Razor. He's going to be able to survive this one.
He does manage to live true. He is kind of tempering out this aggression down bot, dragging a couple of heroes here. The mid still stands for Boom, so I think as far as towers go, you'd rather have the attention down bot, keep your mid safe, and keep stalling out for Yopaj. Going for that Desolator next on the TA, still a ways off. It's a lot of gold to farm up on that TA, but again, you're still hitting critical mass on the TA, and even our Razor, who had that slower start, refresh not too far.
They're not going to find anyone, Boom. Unable to catch a target though. Arrow! Woo! Saksa! He's gonna be fine. It doesn't land, but my god, was it close.
One little misstep would have had him eating an arrow right there, and does manage to dodge out. Tundra managing to avoid any rotations out from Boom. Still building up, farming up on Skitter. Manta style set to go next. Kaisanj already done on 9, going for his travels next. So you're going to have a lot of mobility come through. You're going to have that global presence. You're going to be able to start catching out certain heroes and start punishing. You still have some good spikes on Boom. They are going through smoke plate.
Yeah, jump in, 33. He'll be the first target on the Visage. Can they burst him down? 33 still somehow surviving. Does go into the stone form, trying to heal up. Meanwhile, Yopaj, he does get snaking down to the Pugna. And they'll even find 33. Was that just a side plate on the Pugna in the back? I think it may have been.
Yeah, it looked like it. They've managed to find a big kill. Smoke does pay off this time. Jumping the Visage first. You don't want to take a prolonged fight with that hero around. FBZ not done.
Yeah, he'll find the tree in. Saksa not going to be able to get himself out of this one. Yopaj able to take another along with FBZ as they'll move into the tier 2 tower. And I'll tell you, John, they might lose Skem, and they do. 9 is able to pick up something for his team, but they're still going to lose that mid tier 2 eventually. And it doesn't feel like Tundra's gotten anywhere near this stage where they feel confident to really get going.
No, I mean, you've got the Luna, and one of the things with the Luna that we always talk about, Mike, is its flash farm potential. It feels like it's a hero that needs a farm advantage to really feel big. You don't have that gold advantage over the TA, and you don't even have farm parity over the TA. Like, 2,000 gold's not massive. It is like halfway of one big item, so you're always just playing a step behind in terms of your win conditions here, while you're also still getting that build up on Jackie. Like, this refresh, once it's up, double Eye of the Storm, double Static Link, multiple heroes just giving free damage onto Jackie after that slow start. He doesn't need much more than that. Maybe a little bit of armor on hand just to prevent some physical burst output from, say, the Luna. But once you've got that up and running, Boom, feels like they've managed to, you know, find some answers here. They've taken initiative. They're the ones running. FBZ's been doing a lot of good work with that Blink Dagger up on the DK. And, you know, Tim's maybe not landing some arrows, landing the important ones in the end. Does set up for them. They will lose their mid-tier 1. They are smoking in for this defense.
That they are. They're going to try and force the fight. They still have the advantage in this game so far as they're just looking for the right target, and there it is. The Luna, that'll be the target. Arrow does land. Snaking trying to heal him up. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't seem like it. Skitter is going to drop a Snaking. Will try for a TP away and might just make it. But they should be happy. Finding that Luna, making life even more challenging for Tundra. As Boom, they might rush back into that mid-tier 2 tower that they never got to finish.
Yeah, should be able to finish that off now. And just, again, FBZ with a jump in, clearing out the angle for Tims to get the arrow follow-up. They're playing around their conditions really well here on Boom's end. Whereas for Tundra, the Visage, it looked really good in laning there, Mike. It hasn't had that big impact. The TA answer is just huge. Familiars don't last too long. You're not able to live through long enough to really just keep spamming out the soul assumption. Snaking's been doing a great job in keeping people alive with a life drain. That is a massive issue for Boom in some of these prolonged fights, but the fights don't stay that long. I think Tundra's best shot is just look to be aggressive once more with, say, Overgrowth plays. That's the big one. You catch Boom off guard, Overgrowth, and burn them down.
FBZ, he'll be slowed up. 9, that's a great 8 through Remnant, but do they have the damage for the Dragon Knight? Overgrowth will be there. FBZ going to be left behind to die. Tundra, they'll throw everything but the kitchen sink to make sure that one happens.
Yeah, it's massive commitment. Overgrowth, not the shortest cooldown spell in the world. 120 seconds, 100 seconds across every level. So there's an opening now for Boom. Knowing that wide AoE control is missing, they could try to play without the DK stun. That is a little bit tougher. Yopaj's damage output is good though. Desolator almost done. He's got the double damage rune and bottle here, Mike.
Uh-oh. That's scary times, but they are going to make the jump in. They've got the stuns out. Yopaj, he'll pop the BKB going for the TP out, but look at the damage. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage. That is way too much damage. You cannot afford to get caught out by yourself like that. And it seems like Tundra, they are ready to group up as 5.
Yeah, that's a big opening. These objectives still just melt up against Visage Luna. I mean, it's the Lunar Blessing with Familiars. Like, that's basically double damage, yeah.
They hit for 93. It's it's a lot of damage.
Jeez. Paper. Towers his favor, man.
Indeed he was, John. Tundra, they'll be able to take the mid-tier 2 tower. Boom Esports off to such a great start, but now maybe just falling a little bit behind as Tundra want to just move in again. FBZ getting caught out on the Dragon Knight, going to try and back out, but they've got the control again. 9 locking him down as Jackie now with his BKB. It's going to wear off. It's not looking good here, Boom. They've got to get that Razor out of there. Though 9, he wants to keep the chase going with an Aether Remnant. In fact, never mind that. They'll go after Skem instead. They can't quite go for the tier 3 tower yet. There is still tier 1s and tier 2s, but they could try for the mid-tier 3.
They've got that opportunity. Yopaj is back up and running. They need a couple of BKBs here in Boom. They need that BKB first and foremost, just to have that solid initiation. Without that, it's just so easy for Tundra to pick them off one by one, and just, the damage is just wild.
Yopaj force the BKB again. The Visage, the familiars with that stone just kind of ruining him, forcing him to BKB up early, but now without a BKB available, they're just going to go straight in for the mid-racks. Tundra, just out of nowhere, completely shifting the game on its head as FBZ will make a jump in. Arrow's there. 9, he jumps right in the middle. Look at the damage output. FBZ's already gone. Oh, boy. It was really just a tight spring, wasn't it, John? It's unwound now. Tundra, they just pull damage out of nowhere.
And they're just melting everything. Objectives don't last too long. They've got the mobility. 9 just able to set up the angles, just with the travels and Kai and Sanj, able to really work that inner line. And for Boom, they need this BKB on FBZ. This DK cannot afford to die that quickly in the middle of these fights. They just don't feel durable with Visage finally hitting that point where, yeah, you've got level 2 familiars, you've got all the items up, your mid-game plenary items are all ready. They're going to go for the Roshan now as well. The Roshan number 2 with a free shard. I mean, free shard coming through for Luna could be nice. Free shard out for, well, everyone else kind of has theirs. Maybe you could go for sneaking, not really necessary. So Luna shard just going for free. Secondary life up on Skitter as well. Boom, they're not too far behind, right? Like, the lead's not that massive for Tundra despite having that mid-racks taken. So they can stall out. They can still keep building up on Yopaj. Try to hit those spikes as well for Jackie. It feels like armor is necessary.
Scam getting caught out against Saksa. Spidey senses were tingling there, John. Just knew somebody was in the tree line, and, well, Scam, you've got to respect that Saksa does find it on that Weaver, as now they'll move to the top tier 2 tower. Boom Esports, the game shifted so darn quick, you barely know what happened.
Yeah, they just get online. They get ready to join in with Skitter. I think just having all this protection on the Luna allows that confidence for Skitter to just constantly show up. Has the Lincolns up, not a very easy target for the static link anymore, and
so much damage.
It just doesn't last long.
Look how fast these racks are falling, John. It's too much damage. 33, he'll just keep the familiars going. Yopaj is going to find a way to try and fight through this. Another rack's gone, just like that.
Yeah, just no counterplay. Like, the team fight for Boom, it doesn't feel amazing. They really excel at single target pickoff. These big high ground defense fights, they need to split them up into small, manageable chunks here.
We go. Another team fight to break out. Tundra, they'll get the D-wards off. Skitter, he'll cop an arrow, but Tundra, they're not backing off. 9, he'll get in, but this is the Aether Remnant. Boom still feeling very hesitant. They don't want to fight into this right now. They need the right conditions. They just want to make sure the creep wave is forced out. That tier 1 bot tower is going to drop. In we go. 9. Aether Remnant does connect onto Tim's. That's the Marana gone. FBZ will throw the stun out, but they just don't have the damage. In fact, Skem's gone to boot. It's not looking good here for Boom. As FBZ, he may not have made it out either. He does get the stun off, but the chase is going onto the Dragon Knight. FBZ forced to BKB up with 33. He does end up going a little bit too far. FBZ, now with the turnaround, does find the Aegis on the Luna. 33's going to buy back. He needs to get back into this team fight to help out Skitter, but do they have the damage before that? Jackie, he'll move in, but the Decrepify is there. Skitter pops the Eclipse, still surviving, as now the turnaround once again is there from Tundra's 9. He refreshes everything. Look at the angles. He'll move in with the step. 9 does go down, but he's done his job. Tims is gone onto FBZ. They go. That's a Dragon Knight. Yopaj, he is gone as well. It's a full team wipe for Tundra.
That's going to be the entire high ground cleaned up. No one's there to defend. You don't have a buyback on Yopaj, no buyback on Jackie, no buyback on FBZ.
Oh boy.
There's no defense.
What have they done? What have they done? GG. GG's called Tundra. Hey, look, what can you say about this team, John? What can you say about this team? They're looking too clean right now. They're looking